Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome to day 3 of the workshops. I can't believe it's our last day already. Thank you so much for joining me, whether live or on catch up over the last couple of days. And today's the day where we kind of like wrap things up. It's your chance to ask me some questions. I can give you some hints I'm going to give you some hints and tips for how my approach to eco-living, and then we can have a look at what's next. You've done these workshops, you want to kind of start to take a step forward, or like continue your steps forward really with eco-living. What's on offer? What does Contented Earth, what do I have to offer you? So welcome, good morning. I thought I would show my face, but now I will switch to the slides. And of course, as always, please pop your name in and say hello on the comments, whether you're watching live or on catch up, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. I'd love for you to say hello. So hello from me. I will, you'll say goodbye to my face for a bit, and then I'm sure I'll jump back. Okay, right, let's get started. So, how is everybody feeling? I hope you are feeling energized and strong and feeling that, yes, this is a huge challenge, but it is one that we can work on together, that we can overcome, and that you have this positivity that I certainly have found after I worked through my own kind of massive wobble, really, massive amount of anxiety, but I worked through it, and yes, absolutely, it still comes back. Even it was maybe was it this week? I can't remember. It was recently. I did start to feel the anxiety rise again, and so I just sort of went to my normal tricks to like kind of squash it down. But yes, in general, I hope you are feeling energized and ready for action. We are going to create our own hope, and we are going to do it through action. Okay, very quick recap. In workshop 1, we looked at our emotional response to news about the environment. We looked at anxiety, and specifically eco-anxiety. We then looked at what are the things that we can do to kind of ease the anxiety and keep it in check. And finally, we ended up talking about how we can create our own hope, and we do that through action. Workshop 2, we looked a bit more at our own environmental footprint, and we looked at a number of different, first of all, what is it? Why it's important. We looked at World Overshoot Day and balancing like what we take from the natural world, and also the waste we produce, and balancing that with what the biocapacity of where we live, both locally and at a global level. Then we looked at our own environmental footprints. I gave you a number of different calculators that you can use to have a look at that and start to work out where you want to focus. And then we looked at why being imperfect is perfect, and it does still have a positive impact. So to recap, it's okay to feel anxious. It's understandable. We are going to learn more that's going to drive us to take action, and that will provide us with hope. We're going to focus on the positive, both on things that we have done as individuals. We're going to celebrate those wins, but also look out for the positive news stories in, the positive environmental stories in the news, and try and stop ourselves from doom scrolling. We are going to be gentle with ourselves, gentle with others. We're going to understand, we're going to be kind, that we can't do everything. We just don't have the capacity to do that, but neither can others. And we will meet everybody where they're at, and we will walk along this path together. We will know what our impact is, both positive and negative. It's all about balance. I will repeat this ad infinitum. It's about balancing our responsibility, but not letting that overwhelm us. It's about trying to sort of tightrope walk through not feeling the guilt, but not stopping ourselves from taking action. We did not create the supply chain. We are going to pick our battles. We're going to find the bits of sustainability that excite us or that have more importance to us. We're going to have a look at where on those spectrums do we want things that take more or less time, that cost more or less money. Or maybe we're going to look at it in that whole wheel of life, that sort of web, and sort of really make that diagram a bit more 3D in terms of how do we choose what we work on. And we are going to know deep to our core that imperfect is perfect. Just going to take a sip of water. The replays will be available. You can re-watch the workshops. You can fast forward, rewind. If you're joining us live for the third workshop, but you've missed one or two, you can go back. On your schedule, the shortcuts will take you directly to the replays. So feel free to watch those at your leisure. So workshop 3. Workshop 3 is just a really bit of a sort of a tapas, a smorgasbord. It's questions and answers. You can ask live now if you have any burning questions. Alternatively, I have had some questions submitted, and I can go through my answers with those. I will then provide my hints and tips and then talk about next steps. So that's really what we're going to cover today. Okay, questions and answer time. I am going to make a start because of the time delay on the ones that have come in already. If you have a question you would like to ask, just pop it in the comments box and I will stop with the pre-asked questions and then switch to yours. Okay, so some of the questions. The next 2 questions I've kind of grouped together, and I will sort of read out the questions and then focus on the answer because I kind of think they're kind of linked. So somebody said that they've ditched plastic. So in terms of the theme is bin bags. She says she's ditched plastic sandwich bags for paper and or reusable, but how does she get around the need for bin bags? I've heard people lining the bin with newspaper and throwing the rubbish straight in, but she just wants to make sure that when you've got raw meat, juices, etc., it's not all unhygienic. It's all hygienic and not smelly. And then the second question, in terms of what to do with plastic bags in general, she's generally overwhelmed with plastic bags. Realistically, what she can do, what can she do with them? Reusing all the bags for rubbish, for trash, but she knows that's not the perfect solution, so she uses bread bags, cereal packets, etc. as mini bin bags. So generally, how do we deal with bin bags, and what can we do with some of the plastic bags? So let me tell you what I do. So in terms of bin bags, I actually, and I don't know whether this is exactly the right answer, because everything in everything in life, really, isn't it? But everything in the sort of environmental and sort of sustainable living is all a bit grey, and there's no kind of definite yes and definite no solutions. What we do, let me tell you what we do. So we try and collect as much recycling as possible, as I'm sure all you do. So we have a kind of a 2-part bin where there is more space for recycling and less space for rubbish. And for that rubbish section, so the recycling we just put in as is. Generally it's fine. There might be a slight bit of water or something, but generally it's kind of clean and dry. For the rubbish, I use I think it's called bio bags, compostable bags, as our bin bag liner. And that's what we put our rubbish in, and then that goes in our black bin outside. When that's filled up, and it generally only tends to fill up, I don't know, once or twice a week, but in our black bin we have an even thicker for garden waste compostable bag. My feeling was that it's going into landfill anyway. And is it better that it degrades and composts over time, or is it better that it breaks down into bioplastics? So on the bad side, bioplastics, they're going to run into the water system. They are going to sort of leach the chemicals and stuff over hundreds of years. On the bad side of compostables, maybe there's going to be more methane created in the landfill. I don't know exactly what the right answer is, but that's what we do. In terms of food waste, we are really lucky that our council takes almost all food waste. So we have a food waste bin, and in that I put a smaller compostable bag sort of in first. I then put a paper bag in second. And if I do feel like I'm going to be putting any kind of thing like meat or any kind of juices, maybe I'll chuck a couple of tissues or something in there to kind of mop things up. And because that's smaller, and I'm taking that out into the food waste, the bigger food waste bin. So I have a caddy, one of those small caddies, and then I take it and put it into the bigger one. And because I'm doing that 2 or 3, 4 times a week, that tends to not get, the juices don't tend to get as bad. Do you know what? I might just say hello, seeing as these are quite boring slides. Hello, I'll just pop in down here. And then in terms of plastic bags, this is very exciting. Last year, I know for sure 2 supermarkets, and I need to do some more investigation into if there's more. This isn't the screen being bad. This is just actually, I was trying to fit this screenshot all onto one page. But essentially, Sainsbury's and Tesco's, you can now return all of your flexible plastic that isn't collected curbside, apart from the ones that no thanks, the gloves, masks, medical blister packs, etc. So all of that stuff that you have wish cycled, I don't know if you've heard the term wish cycling, hoping that the council will take it, but they probably don't, that can go to some of the major supermarkets, and I can definitely find out if there are any more. So in terms of, yes, maybe you can use your sandwich bags, your cereal bags for mini bin bags, and any extras, the big supermarkets are now taking them. Here we go, quick comment. Ivan S, I don't know how to say it, bio are compostable bags. Having 2 large compost bins in the garden is the best thing, as we put our peelings, cuttings, etc. Yes, we tend to do that as well. We've got a hot composter, but I haven't managed to get it hot enough for eggshells and meat bones. Not really that we eat much meat, but very occasionally we do a roast chicken. And I'm hoping, we've just moved the location, because I know you can put like these little hot water bottle things in, and even that hasn't got it to the top. We've just moved the location, so I'm hoping this summer the sun is going to help it kickstart that heat, and then we'll be able to put a ton of stuff in. But yeah, compost bins in the garden is fantastic. I love how it breaks down, and I put all of this stuff in, and then I open it up and the steam comes out, and then it's all sort of rotting down. So yes, that's a really good suggestion. Okay, beeswax wraps. One question I had is, what's the best way to clean beeswax wraps? So we sell these on the site, and I use them loads for my kids' lunches. And essentially, I kind of find that there's kind of 3 levels of what you do. So generally, if it's just crumbs, I just brush them off. If it's, I don't know, if there's maybe a bit of mayo or something, it's just snuck outside the side of the sandwich, I just give it a quick wipe down. If I really feel that it needs a bit more of a thorough wash, I kind of get just a little bit of, like, I don't know, soapy water, and just sort of rinse it underneath the water and just try and get that off. I try and do it as little as possible, as thorough as needed, but as not super thorough, because obviously you don't want to wash the beeswax out of the wrap itself. And then I kind of just put it over the side of the sink or the drying rack, whatever, and just let it dry. And ours have been going for, I mean, well over a year. Probably some of them 2 years. One or two of them are really starting to lose a little bit of their wax, but it's still, they're still working quite nicely. Another question, is there an effective eco solution for blocked plug holes rather than me taking shares out in Mr. Muscle? Okay, again, I'm very small here. Should I get a bit bigger? Does that make me? That makes me about the same size. Maybe I'll just come back big until the slides are a bit more interesting. Okay, so this is what we do. Actually, a good old sink plunger does wonders. I tend to block up. We've got a double sink in the kitchen, so I block up the other plug hole. I've got one that doesn't block up easy, so I kind of hold a rubber glove or a cleaning cloth over that and give it a good old plunge, and that tends to clear things. For a more oh, hang on, excellent. Yes, vinegar and bicarbonate of soda. You read my mind. I was going to say for a more kind of thorough thing, I sort of alternate between sometimes. So I pour the bicarbonate of soda on, and then the vinegar, let that kind of fizz away. Then maybe really a hot water, either from the hot tap or a kettle. If it's really bad, what I tend to do is a bit of bicarbonate of soda, a bit of citric acid powder, and they won't react until there's water. I don't use vinegar with that one because that just but again, and then once that's fizzing, again, I'll get the plunger and I kind of whoosh it all through. Someone said, on the same note, I've heard reuse is always better than recycling. Are there any items you or anyone watching reuse instead of going straight into the recycling bin? Absolutely, that does make sense. So yes, so just finishing up that, yeah, so basically vinegar, bicarbonate of soda, citric acid, plunger, I don't think I've ever had anything blocked too much longer than that. One of the things I do want to get, but this is my balance between not wanting to buy new stuff, but maybe buying things that are actually useful, is has anyone bought one of those hair like things? You see the Instagram is constantly following me. Maybe it knows I've got long hair, that you can get out of the plug hole, because that's always really gross, and that would be quite useful. You'd feel like you're getting that super clean. Yeah, reuse is always better than recycling. In the just a little bit more eco course, which launches today, we look at recycling and how so as a country, we are actually relatively good at as individuals putting stuff out for recycling and councils picking it up, but it isn't always. There are so many reasons why not everything that is put out for recycling can get recycled. Some councils might not be able to, they might not have the process for that particular type of plastic, card, glass, whatever. It's mainly plastic that's problematic. And then secondly, actually, certainly when it comes to plastic, really what's happening is downcycling, because the sort of the grade of plastic, if you will, it generally isn't the same to make the same item from for example, turning a bottle into a bottle. Now I know that I think it's who owns Sprite, because I've seen them on Sprite bottles. I think Coca-Cola have been doing more recycling, but you can always see that the plastic is slightly degraded. So often plastics that are recycled are made into clothes. You may have seen, this is recycled polyester, recycled nylon, or like those benches and things like that. So it's not a great option. What we use instead, before we throw jars, I use a lot of. Did you know you can freeze food in jars? You have to leave a good amount of space for it to expand. But I make soups and put them in old olive jars that are kind of like that size, and leave about that much at the top. And I put any unused herbs, fresh herbs in there, any unused lemon peel. So I use those quite a lot. What else do we use? It's mainly jars that I use before I recycle. Sometimes boxes I use for sort of storing the kids' toys and things like that. But I do try and lean more towards cardboard and glass and tin cans, because I know that they are more indefinitely recyclable other than plastic. It's very important for showers and baths to have a metal filter over plug hole. Yes, absolutely. We have those, but it's just the hair sneak through, don't they? I mean, also having kids, how effective do those things, little feet to like kick them out, or someone's using, oh, I'm going to use this to make a little soup or something like that. Lovely. Let's move on to the next question. Oh, while we're still in the bathroom, shampoo and shower gel. This person says, I buy eco-friendly brand, but it's still in plastic bottles. Yes. So, I mean, there are a range of things. Our local hairdressers does refillable glass bottles. So you buy the bottle and then you can go back again. I think it's 20% off when you refill it. So there's a lot of those options coming out. There's also the shampoo bars. It does take, so my hints for shampoo bars is it does take a while to find both the right brand and also the right variant within a brand for your particular hair type. But also, one of the things is, don't forget that when you're buying a liquid shampoo, there's a lot of water already in there. So don't be afraid to kind of keep adding some more water and kind of really, lathering up. I really like the Lamazuna ones that we sell, and I also like the Beauty Cube ones. You kind of crumble them into your hand, and then I get a drop of the shower water and you make a paste, and then I kind of spread that all over, and then I get some more water and I kind of start to make a lather. I try and only wash my hair about once a week, once every 6 days. I also, as you see, got long hair and we've got hard water. So with the Beauty Cubes, you get 27 little cubes. I actually use 2 of those for my shampoo because I'm asking it to do a lot. Long hair, like once a week, so it's built up the oils, and then also hard water. But yeah, I mean, these things take a bit of time to adjust, but you have to find the things that work and not beat yourself up about it. But yes, the less you can do for plastic bottles, or maybe there's some that are refillable, the better. Kids crafts, give me a second. Said paper, kids crafts, exclamation mark, paper covered in glue and glitter and sequins. What the hell am I meant to do with it? I can't recycle it. My daughter is a crafting beast. Yeah, you can't recycle it, unfortunately. It's just going to have to go, well, obviously on the wall first, but then in your normal like landfill. However, here are some hints and tips for future crafting projects. There are some great companies that have really good kind of plastic-free, more natural crafting ideas. Mud and Bloom, I love them. And then also Kate's Apothecary. If you look those up on Instagram, I'll try and remember to pop them in. I'll just on Instagram. I'll try and remember to put them in the comments after here and send you to some other crafting solutions. Also, Truly, like freshwater biodegradable glitter. It's available. We sell that. You have to look, because some of them it isn't, but this definitely is. And just try and look for lots of different alternatives, and I'll post some suggestions in the comments. I just see another comment come up. What about recycled plastics in clothing? I wonder if you get micro plastics in the water and seas. Yes, is the answer. There was a program, who did it? And I remember this guy walking around with, and it was, I mean, it was sort of what's the word, it was stylized, and like the graphic was out there, but he was talking about microplastics off like fleece clothing, and like you breathe them in, and he did some, I don't know whether it was in the Hugh, it might have been the Hugh Fernley Whittingstall and Anita Rani plastics program that was out last year or the year before. Unfortunately, it's not an iPlayer anymore. I think it might have been that, and he was talking exactly about that. We have a guppy bag, so when I'm washing unnatural fibers, and especially ones, so this is a natural fiber, but especially ones that are a little bit fluffy. I try and remember to put the like the clothes in the bag, and that sort of catches the microfibers. It's really in the early days and weeks of a item's life that it loses the most microfibers. So when it's new, it's good to do that. I've heard plus and like positive and negative things about the guppy bag. I have looked into, you can get a filter that you attach to just the side, like the out pipe of your machine, to catch microplastics. We have a really tight kitchen, so I need to work out if and how that is possible, but that's another solution. But yeah, it's all really great, isn't it? So yeah, we were using these plastics, but we're creating microfibers, and then they can go off into the seas and into our lungs, and yeah, it's not great. Oh, while we're talking about jumpers, so this is a jumper I got, a sweater I got from my husband at Christmas. I did point him in the right direction. It's from a company called Nearly New Cashmere, and what they do is they go out and they source secondhand cashmere jumpers, cardigans, clothing and stuff like that, and then they put it on their website and you buy from them. You can also send in old cashmere clothing as well, and if it's good enough quality, they'll resell it, and if it's not, they take it and they give you a voucher sort of, to pay you for it, and it is rewoven into recycled cashmere yarn, wool. Right, okay, I will move on through these nice and quickly. Rubbish at recycling, is there a system I recommend? We've got 2 bins and it drives me insane. Yeah, I as I said, so we've got in our kitchen bin, we've got a bin that's got 2 parts, a big part and a small part. The big part is the recycling, the small part is the rubbish, and then we just do lots of trips outside. So we don't have the big bins in our house, and then in each of our rooms, we have two bins, a rubbish and a recycling, and so that way it's kind of like the recycling is spread out amongst the house, and then on bin day we collect that all together. Similar to the crafting, eco party bags, want to do plastic free but still cool. Right, there's a couple of, again, I will put these, I'll do lots of different recommendations. I will put these in the notes afterwards. There are 2 fabulous accounts. I'm sure they're on other places other than Instagram, but the Conscious Party Box and the Eco Party Bag. And I love what they're doing. They're doing exactly that. You don't need to think about, I mean, I've got loads of hints and tips and suggestions, but if you want to just sort of one-stop shop, these 2 accounts are great. I've also written a couple of blogs on plastic-free parties and party bags, and I will pop those on as well. Seeds, pencils, but making sure that they are not covered in a plastic wrapper. What else have I done? Oh, I've gone to our local sweet shop and bought plastic-free sweets and then put those in paper bags. Books, sometimes from places like The Works or someone like that, you can get some a book for £1 or something like that. So there's some different options, but I will pop that up on the show notes. And finally, removing limescale. We have already had a sort of a preview of this. White vinegar. It's amazing, especially for our toilet, which can, with 2 kids who don't flush, pretty gross. Swoosh the toilet water away, shove in a whole load of white vinegar. You can buy it in 5-litre bottles. Super easy. Let that sit for 15 minutes or over the weekend if you're going away. Same for the kettle, works wonders for that. If you've got some really tough stuff, citric acid and bicarbonate soda mixed works really, really well. But occasionally, over the past couple of years, I've run a green cleaning course. I don't know whether they're going to be doing it this year, but just keep an eye out. And obviously, there's hints and tips for that. Right, I'm going to take another sip. Right, moving on. Terracotta pots as party bags and filled them with packets of, well, that's lovely. I would love to come to your party. That sounds amazing. Oh, how wonderful. That is awesome. I might just steal that idea. Thank you. Right, hints and tips. I'm going to make myself smaller because unnecessarily. Well, and if anyone has any questions, just pop it on in, and I'll come to it. Right. Okay. Through quotes. You know I love a quote, so that is what I'm going to be showing my hints and tips. Right. I love this quote. The first step in making any change is to understand where you are now, where you want to be, and what you need to do to get there. I mean, it's one of those things you're like, yeah, that sounds so perfect. And for me, it's perfect because it's how I approach problem solving. I don't know whether you guys do as well, but I really feel let's assess where we are. Let's think about it. Let's think about where we want to go. But also, I love this. There is a parenting site that I follow, No Mum is an Island, and she always talks about a vision rather than specific goals, and I love that. I think that means that we are less likely to fail because a vision is like moving about what does the picture look like, what does the big picture look like, and then what do we do? So for the past couple of days, we've been trying to do this by focusing our mindset and decreasing our anxiety. And then obviously with the just a little bit more eco course, I try and sort of develop that learning more specifically about, what are plastics? What is climate change? What is biodiversity decline? Where are we and where are we trying to get to? Now, in terms of managing your eco anxiety, I've said it before. Actually, I'm going to just remove myself because I'm covering up some of the words, aren't I? I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. It's all about balance, but plus taking small sustainable action. So don't feel guilty for supply chain you did not create. However, the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. So yes, we shouldn't feel guilty, but yes, we have to start to take action. And then the fabulous Vivienne Westwood, buy less, choose well, and make it last. Right, my second hint and tip and piece of advice. Choose one thing. Don't try to do it all because you're just going to end up feeling overwhelmed. It's long-term sustainable change needs to be manageable and it needs to be sustainable. It shouldn't be just one extra item on your to-do list, which adds even more stress. So I say this all the time, change one thing and only do that one thing until it becomes an unthought about habit, until you're just doing it without even thinking about it. Then when you have the emotional bandwidth, then move on to the next thing, because then you know that change is going to stay and it's not just this extra stress burden. Remember, you don't have to do it all. It's okay to prioritize the parts of sustainability that light you up. And we looked at this yesterday. And it's not all on you alone. We are in this together, and just do the bits that you like and together that way, knowing that because do the bits that you like, someone else will do the bits that you don't like. And together we will have these long-term sustainable changes which have impact. I also think another tip that I have is about climbing the eco ladder. So when we're starting to make changes, why not start with the smallest, easiest change first? Why not? Any action, however big or small, is action, and it does make a difference. Know that. So just make the next more eco choice that you have. Just be that little bit more eco, and each time you'll slowly climb. This is an example of the dental ladder that I think I posted on Instagram once. You start with your non-recyclable, then have a look around for toothpaste tubes that are recyclable. There's one of 95% wood. Then there's recyclable glass. Then there's aluminium, and then there's plastic free. So we just move up that, and we shouldn't try and jump the bottom to the top. Okay, I'm very thirsty today. Okay, what's next? Okay, so in terms of if you're going to hang around with Contented Earth, which I hope you will do, I would love for you to stay. On social media, I am on Facebook, Instagram, and I have a blog. with hints and tips and did you knows and ways of doing things and support, etc. I've got one and then one. Well, that's good, isn't it? And then free guides. So coming soon, I will get onto this. It's been on my to-do list, and really easy vegan swaps, because that's the way our family is going. But I do feel that you need to, again, with everything, it has to be manageable. So I'm bringing that out. There is already, I already have a 31 ways to cut out single-use plastic and top tips on green cleaning your home. So if you go to thecontentedcompany.com and go to the guide section, you can get both of the second two, download those right now, today. And there you go. This is what they look like. Right, this is super exciting. I have mentioned this a few times. It's only because I am so excited about this course. I love this course and I am passionate about it. And since I ran it in June, July last year, I've developed it and it has grown and it is even more thorough. And I can't wait to get started on it. So the course is called, as I have mentioned, Just a Little Bit More Eco, and registration is open today. It is a 10-week course, up from 4 last time I ran it. And it's got videos, challenges, recipes, meditations, etc. and starts on the 21st of February. When you buy it, 50 trees will be planted, which will be enough to offset the yearly carbon output of a UK citizen. Let me tell you a bit more about it. So weeks 1 to 4, which is what the course was last time, focuses on the themes of plastic pollution, week 1, zero waste and the circular economy, week 2, biodiversity decline, week 3, climate change, week 4, as I say, year 4. And each of those will have an introductory lesson, which will be live at the beginning of the week. But of course, you can watch it on replay. In addition to the lesson, so this is what we will be doing. We'll be introducing you to that week's topic through a lesson, videos and articles. There will also be a downloadable audio version of the lesson. I have done this on other courses and that I've taken, and I love this because it either means I can revisit what I was watching, or if I don't have time to sit down in front of a computer, I can listen to it while I'm doing the laundry or doing the pickup or whatever, and then go back to the visual if I feel like I need the visual. The course will ask you to take some action. There'll be a weekly challenge. There'll be some recommended apps, and there'll be a quiz each week. And the course will also support you. And how it will do this is each week there will be a family-friendly plant-based recipe. We could do breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. I think it's that order. There is an eco-specific meditation to help continue to ease your anxiety, and they are linked around the different themes of the course of the first 4 weeks. There are templates to lobby your MP, your council, your schools, and any companies that you use about the issue that we're doing on that particular week. So be it plastic, there's plastic emails, so you can lobby your MP to take sort of greater action on plastics. And they're literally, cut and paste, insert your name, insert, whatever. And then there's some homework to watch. But don't worry, it's normally a video too that's under 30 minutes. So that's weeks 1 to 4. So mentioned this just on the last slide, but a bit more detail. So the family-friendly plant-based recipes are provided by nutrition and lifestyle coach Catherine Smith. She's in the top photo. And Harriet McMaster's Green, who is a yoga and meditation teacher, she has designed these meditations specifically around easing eco-anxiety, and they will come out in the first 4 weeks. So that's the first 4 weeks. It's about, understanding more, starting to take some action, hopefully feeling sort of supported in terms of how do I make that switch to eat more plant-based foods? How do I ease my anxiety as I'm starting to learn more? Weeks 5 to 8 is an eco film club. It's going to be in the format of a book club, and each week we will all watch an eco documentary, and we will meet on Zoom towards the end of the week to discuss what did we like about the documentary, what did we learn, what surprised us, what are our takeaways, etc. And then finally, in weeks 9 and 10, we meet for 2 weeks, one to really kind of digest what have we learned on the first 4 weeks of sort of learning, plus the documentaries. What did they bring to us? What eco, based on all of those past 8 weeks, what eco actions are we personally planning to take away and commit to doing over the next weeks and months? Basically, let's write our to-do list, our eco to-do list, and we do that together. And then week 10, we meet for the final time to see how do we get on with our first week for the things that we decided we wanted to do. Where are we at? And then hopefully we kind of stay in touch and support each other as we continue down the track. So I am very, very excited about this, and I can't wait to start. Okay, so it's a 10-week course worth £249 because pounds, that is, because this is the first time that I have run this in this format. Top price is going to be £199 or slash £50 off that. However, I'm not just doing that. What I wanted to do, I truly believe that this course is worth the £249. However, I did not want like price and payment to be a restriction to people joining and getting the support and learning and taking some action and finding that community. So I am going to let people choose what they pay, and they get all of that regardless of whether they pay £25, £49, £99 or £199. It's totally up for you. There are no restrictions. You choose what you pay. Anyone chooses what they pay. And on top of that, my promise to you, 100% money back guarantee. There are no terms. If you are not happy with the course, I will offer you 100% refund. I really want to help people learn and learn more about the environment, learn what they can do, start to take some action, feel supported. And I, if you don't feel that the course was worth that, then 100% money back. So as I said, registration opens today. I've just put it live this morning, just before I started this workshop. Super excited about that. So if you register between now, which is the 3rd of February, and Friday the 11th of February, so you've got just over a week for the course, you get an action taker bonus. So an extra 50 trees will be planted. So a total of 100 trees will be planted in your name, which is enough to offset 2 years worth of the average carbon output of UK citizen. You will also get a 12% discount code for the Eco Store side of Contented Earth, and also your choice of eco reading, which is one of 4 books corresponding to the 4 themes of the first 4 weeks. So one of these books. I love all of them. I've read all of them lots. They all have notes and folded pages and stuff in there. So you guys can choose one of those for anyone who registers before Friday, the 11th of February. In addition, so that's the course that launches today. As I mentioned in the first workshop, I am also a trained facilitator for the Climate Fresque. And what that is an online workshop. It's about 2.5 hours. It's quite long and thorough. And it's designed to help you understand more about the causes and the consequences of climate change. You get given sets of informational cards, which you have to then place in order in the order in which you think makes the most sense in terms of like cause and consequence. And this is all supervised by a trained facilitator, which is me. I'm to guide without an E. Okay, so I'm to guide or provide additional insights. So these workshops are run on request. So if you wanted to gather together a group of people, I can say it tends to work with 4 to about 6 people per group. So those don't run all the time, but if that's something of interest, just let me know. And to say thank you for attending the workshops. There is a 10% discount across all products on the website with purchases over £5 with the discount code LESSOverwhelm. Again, I will send this all out to you guys so you have that information to hand. You don't need to remember it. Okay, so just remember, final push of the prize. You could win a scholarship to the Just a Little Bit More Eco course that I just talked about. You can get 50 trees planted in your name and the Zero Waste Plastic Free Dental Starter Kit. And all you have to do is attend all 3 workshops, whether live and on replay, commit to your eco action, and share your biggest light bulb moment. And winners will be announced on Sunday the 13th. That's it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm going to reappear. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for turning up, for showing that you care, for granting me the great honor of giving me some of your time and spending with me. I am truly honored to have you here, and I thank you all so much for attending and participating, and for caring and starting to take action and helping this planet. So thank you all very, very much. I hope you have enjoyed the workshops. As I said, they are all recorded, so you can catch up on them over the next week or so. If you have any questions about the course, just let me know. I'll probably be popping up on the groups to explain a bit more about the course. So if you want to watch that again, you can. Thank you. I'm a great facilitator. Thank you very much. With the climate fresque workshops, we do that over Zoom, and so yeah, I will be sort of a little bit more, it's a bit more interactive, and then obviously weeks 5 to 8 and 9 to 10 will be probably on Zoom, and so that will be a bit more interactive. But thank you very much. It's lovely to have you here. No worries. Catch up whenever. Have a wonderful Thursday. Thank you very much, and I will see you all again soon, either in the probably in the workshop group for the next week or so, and then obviously there's the Contented Earth wider community group, which you're more than welcome to join if you're not already a member. Right. Oh, hang on. I mean, the glass is better recycled than hoarded, as glass is used to make that the glass. I've heard that glass is better recycled than hoarded, as glass is used to make new glass. Yeah, absolutely. I think we probably keep about, I don't know how many. Yeah, we don't keep so many, probably just as many as we need of the glass, and then I put that out for recycling. This is where it gets a bit confusing for me. Because the recycle, I think the point is that glass is a really easily recyclable. Oh, I see, Kellyanne, you watching and catch up now. I don't know. Glass is a really easily recyclable material, and I think it's infinitely recyclable. So yes, I think rather than just keeping it all in our houses, it's probably better being put back into the system. This is something that we talk about actually in, I can't remember whether it's the second week of the course, Zero Waste in the Circular Economy. We talk about what is the circular economy, and essentially our economy isn't, it's linear, take, make, dump, but the circular economy really feeds, so anything that is sort of waste, anything that's discarded, end of life, or a byproduct, that the whole process is designed so it can go back in. And I think glass is actually one of those ones that can do that. I don't quote me on it being infinite, but I think it is, and therefore it's better just to keep on doing that. Anyway, have an awesome rest. I'm going to give you 10 minutes back of your time. Have an awesome rest of your Thursday. I will be around. Contact me if you have any questions, and I will speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye.